I am so happy. I'm so happy to be live. You know what I'm talking about?
This is the Calm Show where we talk community, art, literature, and music. I'm with my co-host Blunt and my brother 703.
You're
This is the literature portion of the show, man. Where we
Hell
talk
yeah. Hell
literature.
yeah.
What up, gang?
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. 703 Zaza. What up? We're out here, bro. And
Yeah.
I'm trying to get this literature, bro. Cause like I'm saying, last time, bro. Last time we checked it out, now man, 703 was beasting, bro. He was checking out that old English and he understood that 1800s English and was breaking it down
Yeah,
for us, bro.
my boy
Cap,
impressed me with the old English. Yeah,
cap.
and I be catching him when he be drinking.
Yeah,
He be talking like that.
yeah,
you're
yeah.
He's like, come hither. I'm like,
yeah.
what?
Wherefore art thou?
Four out down. Like what?
Yeah.
Four out down, man. Like I don't know what
Thou
the
shalt not pass.
fuck. Thou shalt pass the blunt. It's like,
He has
damn.
his
All right, so this is the literature portion, man. We're gonna get into the rose that grew from concrete.
I think I know that
rose
one.
grew from concrete.
Yep, it is a piece, an original piece. When we just
Yeah,
look it up real
there we
quick.
go. There we go. This the homie.
Yep, Tupac Shakur, man. So shout out to
Exactly.
Tupac. He also wrote a book, a poetry book. So we'll definitely look at more pieces by Tupac in the future.
And
But the rose that grew from concrete.
the rose that grew from concrete. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Proving nature's law is wrong, it learn to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. Oh my goodness. I love that shit. I love that shit.
All right, what do we get? Let's
Hey,
analyze this poem here.
that's the story of the underdog. That's basically saying don't believe what they tell you. You can do anything you put your mind to.
It speaks to a specific environment too. You know, like
Yeah.
uh, don't count me out because
Where I
don't
come
just
from.
consider me a statistic because of the environment I grew up in, but I can, you
Right.
know, I can shine and show and prove, you know, against the odds, you know.
It,
And
it gives that survivor mentality too. It's like just because I started off in a worse off situation than you doesn't mean I can't blossom just like you did.
yeah.
Wow,
So
that means it's beautiful. It's echoing. It's just echoing in my mind. Like I'm saying, did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete? Who is he asking? Us. Is he asking us?
Hey, the naysayers are gonna say it's not possible.
That's what I'm saying. So he's asking the people because there's people that are gonna say it's not possible. So you see, like you're saying, there's naysayers that say it's not possible. So that very
I
first
I don't think he's
um,
asking a question at all. I think it's more of a statement.
statement. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I love that. I love that. I love that because he actually goes on to further elaborate.
Absolutely. That was a rhetorical in the beginning.
So he's actually not asking anybody anything. He's actually telling people something right from
Yeah,
the jump,
straight
right
up.
from the jump. So
Right.
that also gives, I think, the beauty of Tupac, the way that he was also like tenacious in a way, like gritty, and that kind of like hard edge like vibe, you know, because that's a very hard rock statement because he's telling you something, you know,
Yeah.
but in a very beautiful way, like he's posing it as a question.
He said he ain't fitting to ask you nothing. He already knew the answer to that.
Yeah. And I mean, like just right, like on the third line says, proving nature's law is wrong.
Yeah, it's basically saying defying all the odds.
So nature is natural, and you cannot go against nature because nature is what it is. So how is it possible that you can go against the odds of what is supposed to be natural? How can you go against something that cannot be like cannot be gone against, right? Like defying the odds, as you explain,
Like
like you guys are saying. How do you defy
when you had
odds?
that willpower blunt,
Mhm.
you
Mm,
determine what's possible.
mm,
Don't nobody tell you what's possible. You determine that. It's how bad you want it.
mm.
Let's
And
check out the actual analysis. So it says
mm,
this poem is a metaphor for resilience and determination. It
Hmm?
compares the cracked concrete for an urban environment to the challenges faced by marginalizing individuals. Exactly. So the rose represents hope and beauty emerging from the adversity, defying limitations and societal expectations. Mhm. Exactly.
mm.
Hey, that right there, man, that's
Like you're
powerful.
like, yeah, that's powerful. Go further, big bro. Go further. Hit that second paragraph.
So, like other works by Tupac, the poem explores themes of social injustice, poverty, and the power of personal agency. It reflects the harsh realities of life in marginalized communities during the 1990s, where violence and oppression were prevalent. However, the poem also offers a message of hope and resilience, encouraging individuals to preserve despite the challenges that they face.
So just right there, I just want to talk about, you know, some personal experiences being down here in Africa, you know, because there's a lot of people that are that are impoverished and that live in poverty. And if I can just think of a rose that grows in a concrete, even us as growers and breeders, we know how important it is for your plant to have good root space, good nutrients, a good feeding regimen, and being able to be impoverished and still come out and be beautiful and defy all odds is the story that everybody's trying to tell, that everybody's trying to come above all those odds. And I believe, like, this is just so inspirational, and it just ties to so many things, because that rose, it's really defying the odds, because it's not in soil, it's in concrete. There's nothing that's feeding it. It's living off of maybe like rain, or when people drop a bottle of water on the ground or some shit like that, in the urban environment. So it's not easy at all. And just that poverty aspect and that injustice of why do other roses have to be grown in soil, like, just that is not fair at all, at all, at all. And like, I think in its own way, that also what makes the rose beautiful, because it's growing in its own capacity. Like, we started, like, when we're talking the cannabis, saying the weakling, the ones that look fickle, you know even they are also going to be kept by a lot of growers. The hermaphrodites, they get kept, they get smoked. So I feel like that's also the story of this rose as well, tied into poverty and injustice. So deep.
Yeah, good point, man. Good point. Yeah, that's a deep poem, man. Definitely reminds me of the hood, man. Reminds me of the
Yeah,
hood.
yeah,
Somebody trying to get
exactly.
out the hood.
Hey, concrete jungle.
Concrete jungle, yes. Jungle, concrete jungle, freaking tech jungle, tech urban, but we're all over, bro. Metaverse, the fuck. So yeah, that's this shit, like, it stands time. I believe it's like, would stand time as well, up until there's no more plants, anyways.
Yeah, Tupac was. I mean, he was one of the. He was my favorite artist of all time. He was definitely my favorite artist, but not just for his music, but just for what he represented. I mean, he definitely gave hope to the hopeless. Like, and he gave you messages that nobody else was either there or didn't know how to teach. So a lot of people, we were grateful for Tupac, man, and we were sad when we lost him because for a lot of people in my generation, he was like a big brother. So rest in peace, Tupac, man. He was important to a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Like, comment, share, subscribe, you heard me?
Yeah, you know.